Welcome back to Banbury. If you are just joining us for the first time today, a warm welcome to the sunny border between Northamptonshire and Oxfordshire, where we're going to start this second period of the day with Galaxy Knights from London against Cambridge Bees. And to chat me through that, the first part of that, we'll introduce her properly in a second, is going to be Kate Davies-Bavin from Nottingham Hoods, who we just saw get a good win in their opening game against Chester. We'll have a quick chat with her in a second. As the hooter goes for the start of this Premiership pool match, Galaxy playing from left to right as we're looking in black, and Cambridge from right to left in blue. And Cambridge on the attack for the first time. And Cambridge on the attack for the first time, going straight through the middle, and that's the opening touchdown for the Cambridge Bees. Great bit of play there, just to open it up with fewer than 30 seconds on the clock. Just talk us through this one, Kate.
Lovely score there. That was just on the outside, scoring on the outside there from the Cambridge middle.
So as on the defending side of that, it's a pretty disappointing one for Galaxy to defend early doors.
Yeah, definitely, especially within the first 30 seconds. But good running from Cambridge, not to take away from that. Good score. First score on the door of the game.
Well, Galaxy look to get straight through. Eric Williams just gets touched just before he passes it, so it's a penalty restart for Cambridge. Just have a quick chat about your last game. Your opening game of, was that your opening game of the weekend?
Yes, it was. That was our first game. Quite a late one to start off with, but yeah, it was good.
It's
score.
When you are starting that late, it's a good chance for you to get a sense of how the flow of the day's going elsewhere.
Yeah, definitely, or get a little bit more of a lie-in as well. That's always quite nice. But yeah, no, it kind of getting to watch some of the other teams as well beforehand, which was quite good as well. So yeah. Cambridge
finished their attack just deep in the Galaxy half. It's one of those, just in terms of the experience. Obviously, you've got a bit of a vested interest. John Lovell, the assistant coach from the Women's Open team in Malaysia, playing for Cambridge. There's a bit of a difference in experience between Cambridge and Galaxy on paper in this one.
Yeah, that's true.
You're expecting that to pay, to come to the fore later in the game?
Yeah, you'd like to think so. But I mean, Galaxy got a good side out today. Just a drop ball there, unfortunately. But yeah, Cambridge, hopefully they should, they're our next game as well, so it's nice to watch this and see what they've got up their sleeve as well.
Different Cambridge. They've got two teams in today.
Oh, have they?
They do.
Okay, well there we go. It's not
Cambridge Hornets are next up in the elite pool. We'll run through a few results and also what we've got coming up for you later in the day on the Saturday, as Galaxy just put a bit of play together deep on the Cambridge half.
Got
Good.
John Lovell defending there in mid as well.
Cambridge, Alex Catlow finds Michael Kelly. Catlow again. Just getting defended well by Cambridge, although I think they've conceded a penalty for offside, I think, by the looks of it. Galaxy fresh set of 6 on the Cambridge line. Catlow just goes right, pulls the touch from Lovell. Cambridge having to go back to their line to defend. What are Galaxy trying to do here? What were Galaxy trying to do there in that situation? Because they were keeping it tight and you saw a runner floating underneath. What were they trying to do in that situation?
I think they were just trying to move the defence a little bit more, but they weren't quite really deep enough for it to be as effective as I suppose they would want it to be. Unfortunately, just a drop ball there off that. It's a turnover and Cambridge ball.
So this is the secondary competition.
Yeah.
We've got 3 competitions running here today, just for people watching at home. We've got the Elite, which we've had for the first 3 games. We've got the Premiership pool, and so we've got 2 games from that competition today. Galaxy Knights against Cambridge, which is seeing at the minute. And then later on, we've got G-Force from Guildford up against Galaxy Knights again. That's at 10 to 4 this afternoon. Just a quick one, just as we'll talk a little bit more about the Malaysia experience just after we see Cambridge put the 6th touch, as I say, just lost track of the touch count there. Just talk to me a little bit about the Malaysia experience.
Oh, well, where do I begin? It was amazing, absolutely incredible. It's feeling not as warm here actually in Banbury as it was out there, but we've made a bit of a joke. There's going to be no drips today, which is quite nice. But yeah, absolutely incredible experience. The standard of touch out there was amazing, and to play against the best teams in the world was just such a privilege. And did it with a great bunch of girls in the Women's Open, so absolutely loved every second of it. Oh, we got a...
And that's a half court there. That's Josh McHugh just on the breakthrough there as half, and as half you can't get touched, otherwise it's a turnover, which is exactly what's happened. Eric Williams this time, one of the England men's 40s players. He's the only England international, I think, in this Galaxy Knights team. And there's quite a few internationals who are playing this weekend, some taking a bit of a deserved break as well.
Yeah, a few of us still on it. We're back here again. Took a couple of weeks off, but we just couldn't stay away. So it's been nice to have a little bit of a break, but also we've been really looking forward to playing this NTS. We've been building up to it as Nottingham for a long while, so to get out here and actually play it, it's really. Well, the first game's been really good fun. Hopefully it'll. Oh, we've got a...
Josh McHugh then goes and breaks away. This time he's received the pass. That means he can go through and score, and he's turned on the afterburners to tie things up for Galaxy Knights. 1-1.
Lovely bit of pace from Galaxy there. Just running straight through the middles.
That's a defensive breakdown from Cambridge there, isn't it?
Yeah.
How did the World Cup preparations affect what you were doing with Nottingham?
I think... So it really went quite well hand in hand, actually. So as a club, there were quite a few of us that were in the open squads and senior squads. So we would kind of be meeting up before club training, doing our fitness together and doing like some handling and like diving practice and stuff. And then we'd have our club training as well. So we still really managed to carry on training together, like as a club, as well as training as individuals, like to get our fitness up. So that was really nice to be doing it together as well, not just on your own and in the gym, that kind of thing. So
just see Cambridge just go back in front, just with a little show and go there from Callum Benson. I think nothing wrong with the defensive setup from Galaxy. Everybody was man on man, but that just held the defender that was in front of him, created a bit of space just for Galaxy to score. And having so many Nottingham players in Malaysia, how important was that for you guys as a club?
Oh, it was really great. We got that support network as a club, and then to have that support network as well when we were out there, like all those miles away from home. It was really nice that we were all there together. And it's great for the club as well, especially when you've got new players coming in to say you've that's a ball down there. To say you've got like a good pool of international players, and newer players can learn from that, and we can learn from them as well. So it's really positive.
And just talk me through you talk about the fitness, just in terms of the physical demands of playing in 35, 40 degree heat.
Yeah, it was at times it was really quite difficult. Our Japan game, I'd say, was probably one of the hardest on field one. That was a really, really hot game. But I mean, I think most of us coped with it quite well. It was just a matter of keeping our hydration up and making sure we were eating properly. That was a big thing, and not necessarily pushing yourselves too hard. Like, you push yourselves to the limit, but you've also got to look after yourself and your teammates as well. So just playing for each other was really important in those kind of conditions, especially.
Galaxy gets a penalty for Cambridge running through the roll ball. So, Mr. Experience, Eric Williams. Sure, he won't mind me saying that. He's already said he's going to be in the 45. He's aiming for the 45 for the next World Cup. I think he freely admits his old man status.
He's accepted it.
As Williams gets the ball out to the try scorer, Josh McHugh. This time it doesn't quite come off. Do people in the club, though, in your team now, are they looking at the likes of you? We've also got Sadie Meakin off to my right, who's currently pulling faces, who's trying to put us off in the background. But in terms of the having guys in the club with the international experience, are the others kind of really working to get that information from you in terms of what it takes for them to step up to the next level?
Yeah, definitely. And we've got quite a lot of juniors as well. So that's really important because they like look up to a lot of us as like role models, and they can learn a lot from us. So and we really enjoy like playing with them and teaching them kind of what we know as well. So another score there. So yeah, to keep building the junior setup as well, I think that's particularly important. Just a score on the wing there.
Ball out wide there comes from Dan Askew and just creates the space there. So another little defensive lapse there from Cambridge. Was that a case of just being caught too tight? And
yeah, I think the winger just kind of missed that one, just kind of had her back turned and wasn't quite there, unfortunately. But it's looking pretty evens. They're going back and forth at each other, so maybe we're looking at another score from Cambridge here.
Your game was, the final score was pretty comfortable in the end, but it was nip and tuck early doors, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it's always going to be like that, unfortunately, at the start of a tournament. It's a 2-day tournament, and it's our first game, and our first game out together properly as a team. Like, obviously we've been training, but there's always going to be a bit of nerves and just kind of teething problems when we first get started. And with the second half was looking a bit more promising, so that's really good. And the fact we can build throughout a game, I think that's really important for us as a club.
We were chatting in the first game between Wigan and Exeter, which again there was only 1-2 touchdowns in it at half time. It was very tight at half time. But the 40-minute games give you a chance to change things and to properly condition teams to what you want them to think and so on. Is that? That was what we were chatting about here. Is that what you guys experience on the playing pitch and in the playing pitch and in the sub box as well? Yeah,
definitely. You've got to bear in mind that they are 40-minute games. So whilst you want to be playing hard for those 40 minutes, you've also got to play smart. So yeah, we want to be running hard, but also we do bear in mind that we've got a while to go, and we just like to stay calm, keep the game in our control, and hopefully it will come off at the end of the 40 minutes.
Which is exactly what it did for you. That's this is one of those ones where I think he's got the hard touch penalty there by the looks of it.
I'm not quite sure what's going on here.
But to be fair, he is about twice the size of the guy who we ran into.
Well, I've been given hard touch penalties against guys before in mix, so sometimes it just doesn't matter.
John Lovell puts the pedal to the metal.
Through.
Showing a great amount of pace there.
Look at that.
Mr. Experience from Cambridge Bees, John Lovell, just gets a bit of pace going, and
he loves that. Completely straight through the mid-link channel there. John Lovell.
What was he like as a coach? Is he?
John's great. John's awesome. He's so lovely. And we actually had him for permit as well. Like the year that was the first year that I kind of started playing opens as well. So I've had John as a coach for quite a while, and he's really great. Absolutely lovely guy, and he knows his stuff as well, as clearly demonstrated just then.
And his eye for the gap, and as I said, a deceptive turn of pace there.
Yeah. Good D from the winger there. Yeah, John might be in the sub box for a little bit now.
Galaxy get the chance to restart with a penalty. I think Cambridge. He is having that core of experience in the middle. As we see Eric Williams, who again plays a similar kind of role for Galaxy, having that kind of core of experience in the middle and at this level, how much difference does that make?
I think it really does. Like you always tend to have a playmaker on the field, and it generally makes sense that your middle is one of the playmakers because they'll be kind of directing play, setting it up. But yeah, just having that kind of experience within a team is really important, especially when like Cambridge have got a few younger players. So kind of having John there and 23 from Galaxy is really important. Oh, we've got a score there.
Josh McHugh is second of the half.
Yep.
This time Eric Williams finds him. We saw him get the ball quickly to the first receiver. This time it's the missed pass coming off the deck. As we see there.
Yeah.
Just creating that overlap and that bit more space on the far side there for McHugh.
Just a missed touch from Harry missing there, unfortunately. Good effort diving for it though.
How difficult has it been, or has it been difficult for you to adjust back to playing mixed after having played single gender out of Malaysia?
It's very different because I'm so used to playing women's. I do enjoy mixed. I find mixed really fun, but I definitely prefer my role in women's as opposed to mixed. But the team is really good fun to be a part of. So yeah, I think we've adjusted quite well to it, both me and Sadie. So. Anna Wilson there.
I guess it's one of those things, though, having been out in Malaysia myself, like the game against Samoa in particular, because they were physical. Be the best way of describing it?
Yeah, that's probably that's one way of putting it. Yeah, I felt slightly small on that pitch. I mean, it's not hard, but yeah, they were quite big.
And to finish off against Papua New Guinea as well. I mean, you finished 5th overall. I mean,
yeah.
how happy are you with that?
I mean, we finished 6th in the last World Cup, so we've made progress. Obviously, we were hoping to be in that top 4. That was really the goal. But it's a process, and hopefully we're on the right track to building for the next World Cup, especially for next Euros. So really, the next World Cup we've got in our sights, and that's what we're all going to carry on building and striving towards.
Because it's still a young squad overall.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, hopefully I'm gonna still be playing, and hopefully I'll be a part of that squad and get their fingers crossed. So yeah.
6th touch there for Cambridge. Finishing the play exactly where they would want to if they're not going to score, right in the corner where Galaxy have got to work the ball a full 40 metres across the pitch just to get some extra bodies on. It's a deceptively larger touch pitch when you're viewing it from side on. You know, it's 50 metres from side to side, 70 metres end to end.
This is good defence here from Cambridge. They're keeping them in their half quite comfortably. That's 3rd touch.
Galaxy bring some fresh players on nonetheless. Williams gets the ball back quickly. And then all of a sudden, they just now put the pedal to the metal. Josh McHugh again goes through from half. I think that's going to be a touch for...
It might have been a touch there.
Yeah, that's a bit of a late call from the referee. It's a bit of a chat there. And a forced sub.
And a forced sub.
Maybe a bit of back chat from Williams. Don't quite know, but it's a forced sub nonetheless.
An intercept there.
Great defence there from McHugh, coming back, tracking back, and... getting away with a little bit of a roll ball there. Still very, very tight between these two teams. It's an intriguing game.
Yeah, it really is.
That ball's
ball
just
down there.
So in terms of to build on for the next World Cup, I mean, what are the key things that you think that you would, as a group, would work on, or is it more a case of feeding more individuals in? Is it just getting a bit more experience at the higher level? You know, a good chunk of the squad went to State Cup in New South Wales as well before Christmas.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think getting experience playing teams like Australian teams was really beneficial. Like I went out to State Cup, and it was such a completely different level, like to playing in England and to playing even at Euros. So really, hopefully, doing something like that again would be really, really beneficial for us as a squad. Hopefully, getting the whole squad out, because obviously not everybody that went to State Cup was in the World Cup squad. So kind of getting the squad in early and building together, I think, is going to be really important. And I think we were definitely the fittest we've ever been, but we can always be fitter. But I think that showed that the strength and conditioning programs that we've had this year have really paid off and been working, and we all felt quite fit in Malaysia, which was good.
So which one was the harder? I'll ask this question just a second as Galaxy look to go in front for the first time, but there's a 6th touch on Willow Frey, and John Lovell brings the ball away to put Cambridge through the middle and get some pace going. Harry Misson, whose elder brother Sam was part of the mixed, one of the 4 teenagers, I think, in the England Mixed Open squad.
Yeah.
9 debutants, 8 debutants.
Yeah, it was 8 or 9, I think. It was a very young team.
It bodes well, and they finished 6th, and that bodes well as well for going forward.
It was really nice to watch the mixed team, actually. Like, they were such a new team, like a completely different team to the Euros team last year. So actually to see them play so well, like it might not have been the result that they wanted, but they had an absolutely cracking tournament. And I think it's only just the beginning, really, for that team, which is really exciting. Yeah,
because there were a good 8 debutants, I think, at Euros as well. So it's a team that hasn't been together that long.
Yeah.
Just to go back to the question I was going to ask, is that what was harder? The State Cup or World Cup?
Oh, wow. Oh, okay.
You mull that one over while Josh McHugh sets up a touchdown for Galaxy just to go in front for the first time. Dan Askew there for the touchdown. So we'll just see that. I'll talk you through while you keep on thinking. Josh McHugh, we've seen his pace for one score. We've seen his pace again, which has been pulled up from half where he's had a couple of touches. But that time he's gone through and Dan Askew puts Galaxy in front just for 30 seconds before half-time. So, which was harder?
I'm probably going to say World Cup. Purely because, it was my first World Cup campaign as well, and the nerves obviously play a big part in that. It's it's a really big thing for me, and I was very nervous. And State Cup, it was the level was insane. It was absolutely crazy, but it was more like just for fun and to go out there and learn and experience. Whereas World Cup, we all had something to prove, and we really wanted to do that. So
half-time. I think that's a proper sitting on the fence answer. I think that I'm getting as much from the two.
I think also the heat, like obviously it was warm, it was really hot out in Australia for State Cup, but the humidity out in Malaysia, like playing in that is a completely different thing altogether. Like that's half the battle, really, dealing with that heat and that humidity.
Well, talking of something to prove at half-time of the second half is Cambridge. They were in front for large parts. So Galaxy kept on tying things up and then put themselves 4-3 in front at half-time. We'll be back in about 3 or 4 minutes' time.
The penalty is as a result of an act of cheating, be it a forward pass.
Yeah, that's forward there, mate. Forward pass there.
A heavy touch. Rolling the ball forward of the mark that you had touched.
You're gonna be with me. Here's your fifth.
No touch.
That's off the mark.
Being offside.
Yes, 7. You're going to be on the scoreline at the touch. Scoreline! Nope, she's not made it. Okay. Need both feet on the line, please.
And also, disrespecting the referee.
Second half coming up in just a couple of minutes for Galaxy Knights against Cambridge Bees in the Premiership pool. And it's the first round we're seeing here on Field 1 in Banbury, which has been a great venue for us over the past 2 weekends. We were here, England Touch brought the Steed and Development NTS here last weekend as almost a bit of a dry run for today's tournament. And we're here today and tomorrow. Today's games finish at about 5:30ish, and then we restart again at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Just to let you know what's coming up in the next hour or so, a couple of hours, we go back to the elite competition at 1:20 with CSSC London 1 playing Cambridge Hornets, and then at 2:10 we've got Galaxy London against Chester Cheetahs, and which is the Galaxy's first team. This is their second team playing. And then at 3 o'clock, it's staying in the elite pool. It's Wigan Touch Warriors against Hot Custard, which could be one of the games of the day. Just to bring you up to speed as well with some of the other results that have happened so far today. I may just have to restart my Google Sheets app on my phone. And elsewhere, we've seen Cambridge Bees. This is their second game. They lost the first one to G-Force Guildford. Cambridge Hornets won their first game against Galaxy London, and their opponents, CSSC London, beat Oxford 11-2 in their first game as well. So it's somebody's O has got to go in the next round of matches that we've got here. Elsewhere, Curran Nantwich beat Thames Valley Vikings in the previous round. And also Bournemouth Lions beat CSSC 3. That is in the Championship Cup, which is a round-robin game. The Thames Valley Vikings game was in the elite competition. And we've had Revolution making their debut this weekend. They're in the Championship Cup. They've beaten Green and Gold. So it's a bit of a mixture of either blowouts or very, very tight games. And I suspect over the course of the weekend, Kate Davis-Pavin from Nottingham Hoods, who's joining me, also from the England Women's Open team from Malaysia, that these scores are just going to stay tight or get even tighter over the course of the weekend as the teams who are new to the competition get more used to it.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, the standard is pretty good, so fingers crossed there should be a tight scorelines. So yeah, hopefully we'll see the new teams kind of building together. It should be really nice to see.
Josh McHugh, scorer of one, setter up of another. Looks to be getting the ball back again, just goes round to the right.
Just a ball down there, unfortunately, for Galaxy.
And Cambridge bring the ball away. Cambridge would get their noses in front during that first half, only to be pegged back, but couldn't ever get anything more than a one scoreline advantage. Galaxy staying in touch despite their relative lack of numbers. How much is that going to play a part going into the how difficult is it to manage the 2-day when you've only got 10 or so players, or is it a question of, as Josh McHugh goes and gets the score there?
Might be a score.
We talk about managing. I mean, obviously you get yourself in front and then manage a game after that. But over the course of a weekend, when you've got limited numbers,
it's definitely going to be testing on the body, especially with this hard ground as well. But hopefully, even if they have got kind of they're lacking numbers, they should have the fitness behind them to hopefully see it through. I know I played in a UCS team and we had 7 players. And down to 6 at one point for a day, and that was very testing on the old body. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, they have got their subs, so fingers crossed. As long as everyone stays fit, they should be okay.
Not saying there was any gamesmanship in terms of slowing games down in that experience.
Oh, there definitely may have been. But yeah, it was definitely an experience. Would put it down as fitness for World Cup, I think.
Oliver Exton in the middle, looks to gets the ball quickly off the deck to John Lovell. Cambridge looking to strike back straight away. Just the ball hits the deck. Really frustrating that for Cambridge. They've, they, as I said in the first half, they were nudging themselves in front. So to be 2 touchdowns down early doors in the second half, very frustrating.
Yeah, just a drop ball there from Galaxy. So Cambridge have got another 6 on their line.
If you are watching us at home, or even if you're on a phone somewhere else on the site here in Banbury, you can tag us at England Touch on Instagram and Twitter. Tag us in your Insta stories if you're watching wherever you are in the world. We know we get people watching in Australia and New Zealand. It was quite interesting speaking to Manu Wakely, who's Australian mixed 30s legend, as we see Cambridge pull that score back. John Lovell, lovely little pass inside there for the score.
So I think John was looking for a sweeper there, but then didn't come, so he decided to take off. And then a quick ball back inside. And well read by John there. And
Galaxy just their own defensive setup just breaking down. Yeah, I was chatting to Manu Wakely while we were in Malaysia, and he was making a point of saying that the guy, and he was over here with Galaxy Worldwide last year, and making the point that the guys in Australia sit down and watch our matches on YouTube.
Amazing. Love that. Yeah, I suppose, well, we watch their games, so it's only fair they watch ours as well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, mind you, if you're in Sydney now, I think it's just coming up to maybe just going to midnight. I think it's still 11-hour time difference.
Yeah.
So if you're just coming to midnight on a Saturday night in Sydney, what are you doing? Get yourselves down to the rocks.
Watching the touch, of course. Watching the Elite NTS.
I can watch it first thing tomorrow morning on replay. But actually, we'll just as Galaxy just gets shut down. Do you guys use this as a resource when you're either, later on this evening you'll watch your game back and identify what went well, what can be improved?
Yeah, it's really nice to be able to watch games back now and kind of see what we did well, but also definitely for improving things, and sometimes you something happens on the pitch and no one's really sure quite what went on, so to actually have it on replay and watch it over and rewind back through it, it's really valuable actually.
Lovely bit of play there through the middle by Cambridge. Play just breaks down just close to the Galaxy line, doing exactly what they would want to do and then looking to shut things down as Eric Williams brings the ball away for the Galaxy Knights.
Cambridge are still very much in this, and there's only one score in it, so
very much on a knife edge. As we say, there have been lots of games that have only been decided by 2 or 3 touchdowns over 40 minutes so far today. And Eric Williams just, I don't know, he's just ghosting through.
Just finding those gaps.
It's like the anti-John Lovell with that. It was just ghosting through, just nice and on slow motion. What was the, was there anything in Malaysia from other teams that you weren't expecting?
I think, so Japan we were kind of expecting, how they play, but actually to play against it was completely different. They're very, very quick, very agile, very strong. And they just kind of have a different way of playing. It's very, more like kind of Australia's way of playing. So that was definitely, we've got to scoot through here. I think is that a touchdown?
It looks that way. And that's the tying touchdown from Callum Benson through the middle from Cambridge.
Lovely score there. That was just a scoop through and players getting free.
Thomas Wells there on the scoop with the baseball cap on. I think if he'd had that baseball cap on the other way, it would have flown off. He was going through that quickly, and you can see what it meant to him as well to set that up. He did everything right on the scoop, puts the pace on, goes to the end of the end zone and finds Callum Benson for the touchdown. So Galaxy Knights start slow, then put some pace onto the play. Dan Askew goes through the middle, looking for support. Josh McHugh just gets touched. Jack Walton there in defence. Cambridge have to move up in defence. You can't start retreating early, otherwise you'll concede a penalty. Williams looks for McHugh.
That's good D there from... oh, no, it's a score.
And that's been given. I think they had some synergy on the field. Less so synergy with a handshake.
Yeah, so the Cambridge link defender there made the touch but was still stood on the line. So in that case, they're always going to give the benefit of the doubt to the attacker. So really, if the link had just stepped up there, might have stopped that score.
So Japan were unexpected. Well,
we knew it was coming, but it was just a very different game like that we're used to playing. So yeah, it definitely took some adjusting, but it was a really enjoyable game. But yeah, the Australia game as well. I mean, that was just crazy. They were just so fluid and really, really quick and physical.
Harry Misson takes the touch. John Lovell comes in on the short, gets the ball out wide to the left. Callum Benson.
Oh, lovely ball there from John.
Has Aisling Musgrove on the outside, just creates that space for Callum Benson. Lovely bit of play all round there.
And it's 6-all again.
Absolute nip and tuck. Just on that Australia game, when you're going into a team which realistically you're going to lose,
yes,
and you know it going in,
yep,
is it just a question of on the sideline, guys, we are going to, let's just go out, let's just play our style, and if we get smashed, we're going to get smashed. It's Australia. We can kind of live with it, but we need to just keep our focus, and especially for your team, because you're unbeaten in the Euros in about, I don't know, 4 editions or something.
Yeah.
Is it how difficult is it to curb that attack, that competitive instinct, to try and force it?
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, Australia are playable. Like, we do put them on a pedestal. I mean, they are the best in the world and they are incredible, and we've got so much to learn from them. But also, you know, we can go out there and give them a good run for their money. Like, they want to be played against. And I think we tried to take that into the game. We were like, yes, they're Australia, but they're also just another team. You know, yeah, we might get beaten, but I mean, we will get beaten, but let's go out there. We're not going to play like that. We're going to play like we want to win this. And a couple of their girls did come up to us and kind of say that, which was really nice. So, yeah, I think you just have to play your game and practice things and practice your defence and look at how the other team are playing and learn from it. But, yeah, these teams, they're definitely playable, and I think we need to remember that as well.
John Lovell again. Goes through, looks for the pass out to the outside, out to Ashley Musgrove out in the left wing. Just doesn't go to hand that time around. So actually, just to go back to the chat in the sub box, are you then looking at what they're doing and what you can learn from what they're doing?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, as players, like, you know, you look at some of the things they do and it's absolutely incredible. So, you know, to see that, to play against it and, you know, to learn how to defend it is really important as well. And then we can hopefully take some of that from their game and put it into ours. And, you know, yeah, we can play with our own style, but use other things as well to develop it. Oh, lovely run from the winger there. And good touch. And
good bit of tracking back defence there from Fran Raymond, guesting for Cambridge from Peterborough today. I was having a chat to her dad, Max, earlier on, and they've been doing a lot of work in the Midlands in the development series over the course of the winter. Have Nottingham been playing part of that as well?
Personally, I haven't really.
I know you haven't played, but you know, Nottingham is a club.
Yeah, the Midlands. You know, we've got Cambridge and we've got Nottingham, like 2 very big clubs, and then obviously Norwich, and so yeah, it's looking. Touch in the Midlands is looking really promising, and you know, we just need to keep building on that.
Eric Williams there on the dive. Eric Williams and Josh McHugh, the pair of them. They've been key for this.
Dream team.
Yeah, they've been key for this. You see on the far side, there's only 4 Galaxy.
Yeah, not many subs over there.
So it's really important for to have that connection between your playmakers.
Yeah, I think it's really important as well with Galaxy not having those subs, that they control the tempo of the game for them, for something that works for them. They're looking quite comfortable in this game. Yes, it's a close game, but they seem quite calm and composed. So I think as long as they keep going that way, they should be pretty good throughout this tournament.
So Galaxy have nudged themselves back in front with 8 minutes to play. And get the ball back as well. That's just rebounded into Williams. He didn't play at it. So Galaxy will get the ball back for a loss of control. Still looking to get some legs on and try and manage the game in the second half. But they've conceded the ball there. And I think that's one of those differences between domestic and international tournaments. I think 3 weeks ago, Eric Williams would have been penalised for doing that in Malaysia. They were really, really hot on stuff like that, weren't they?
Yeah, very much so. You know, it was really hard for those refs as well out there. They were working us hard, but they were working each other hard as well. So yeah, we all make mistakes though, unfortunately. And I think in that heat as well, it was easier to make those mistakes. Definitely, you know, when you get warm and you know you're overheating, sometimes it gets a bit. Harry missing there, nearly through. Yeah, it gets a bit more difficult to make the right decisions and not make the wrong calls.
Lots of Australian and New Zealand refs in the competition.
A lot, yes.
Yeah. How? What were there many differences between how the Australians officiate versus how the English and European refs officiate?
Well, I think England, aside from Australia and New Zealand, I think England actually sent the
had the third highest after those 2.
Yeah, which is really, really positive from a refereeing perspective. I think the Australian and New Zealand referees, their chat was really, really good, which we noticed. Like, they were always talking to you, they were always really positive, and our refs are like that as well. And our refs that we took to a score there.
Yeah, that's Fran Raymond on the score, just getting the ball down just before she gets touched, beating the touch to the floor, and a good finish there from the Peterborough youngster to tie things up again. Just under 6 minutes to play. This is unofficial clock, so it might be a little bit less, it might be a little bit more. You never quite know.
It's a guessing game.
It is. Just but carry on with your just carry on in terms of the chat for the Kiwis and the Aussie refs.
Yeah, they were just really, really positive. It's what I noticed definitely in our first game. And I think it was Samoa. So yeah, but our refs are really, really good like that. And I think the refs are always, our refs especially, are always aspiring to be better, as we are as players. So, you know, they'll be looking at the Australian and Kiwi refs and, you know, wanting to be at that standard. So yeah, I think our reffing, especially over the past couple of years, as a country, has really, really improved.
Eric Williams dives for the line.
Lovely score.
One of the other more experienced people in the Midlands, Ray McFarlane, gives the touchdown. And this is just
it's just a quickie on the outside here.
They know exactly who he's going to approach on that one, isn't it? They could just see that the Cambridge defender didn't quite make the line.
Yep.
Is offside, dives at him. He can't make the touch.
Yep.
Not a massive amount any of the other Cambridge players could do about that.
Yeah, no, unfortunately not.
This one stays nip and tuck. Galaxy 8, Cambridge 7. There's the furthest, the widest margin we've had in this game is 2, and that was Galaxy soon after the break. As Cambridge now look to tie things up once again. This is going to be a case of musical chairs, this one, in terms of who comes away with the points on this. As Cambridge build again, Oliver Exton takes the ball in. John Lovell.
Both teams have been playing very well. They both deserve this win, so
it'll be a fair draw if it was one.
Yeah, I think so. They've both been playing very well. They've had a few mistakes, but both of them have, so we'll see how it goes in the next 4 or so minutes.
Callum Benson finds touchdown scorer Thomas Wells. John Lovell's also scored in the first half. 50-metre breakaway from halfway. Of course, though, by the time that it gets to the end of this tournament, that'll end up being, he'll have started somewhere in the middle of Brackley, I think, for that one.
Yeah. I'm going to be careful what I say here.
Galaxy bring the ball away through Eric Williams in the middle.
Lovely bit of driving from Galaxy there.
Dan Askew takes the ball at the middle. Eric Williams now just slowing it down. They are now looking to actively manage this game, aren't they? They're not.
Yeah.
They're not going full bore.
Yeah. Hips not square. Yeah. So that's a hips not square there.
So you've got to step over the ball straight away. Although that's going to be a turn. That theoretically should be a taunt.
John is
having a heated debate.
Yep.
They're letting Cambridge restart the game. Though that should have been it is a restart with a roll ball.
Yeah.
And I think Cambridge are going to get away with this one because they obviously have got away with that one.
Yeah.
Because that should have been a restart for Galaxy for an incorrect start.
Yeah.
As Cambridge look to build on the Galaxy line.
Harry Missins calling the shots here.
Yeah, the two Missin brothers have become a real fixture at this level, haven't they?
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, and at junior level as well. Really big part of those teams. So, yeah, the two of them, obviously they're not playing on the same team together today, unfortunately. But, yeah, Harry seems to be looking quite comfortable in this team.
In terms of the teenagers playing for the mixed open team, we're talking about Will Lupton, who's a teammate of yours at Nottingham. What's he brought back from the experience of coming up against, dare I say, more experience? You know, because there are older players playing for other nations, even in Europe.
Yeah. So Will is an awesome player. He's really developed over the past year or so. So I think it was a real honour for him to be in that team, and he was really proud that he was representing, especially in the mixed, because he enjoys playing mixed. So he's definitely brought a lot of confidence back after the World Cup, and rightly so, because he was really a key part in that team as well. So having him in the Nottingham team, and also I played UTS with him as well, like it's definitely really helped out his confidence and his directing on the pitch. So it's really good to see. Just a ball down there, unfortunately, for Cambridge.
40 seconds left to play. Cambridge really need to put some pressure on in defence now. You know, that was good pressure, the opportunity for them there.
Yeah. So Galaxy here looking to really delay this play, I think. Just take it at their own pace.
So first touch, 5 touches to go, 20 seconds to play. I think Cambridge may get one more. They do. They get one more set of play. They get a penalty for an over the mark from Galaxy. So they were doing everything right. Cambridge now have probably 1-2 touches, absolute maximum. In fact, they've got none. This is going to have to be a bit of barbarian stuff. John Lovell gets touched. No barbarians touch to do that. And Galaxy finish off 8-7 winners. Just a very brief summary of that game for me, please, Kate.
Yeah, really good from both teams. Unfortunately, like for Cambridge, Galaxy just got there in the end. You know, both showing some serious skill. You know, they've got that experience there, like you said, in the middles, and that really did show from both teams. So some quality touch from both sides, and Galaxy just got there in front of Cambridge in the end.
Kate Davis-Bavin there from the Nottingham Club and England England Women's Open. Thank you very much for your time for the last 45 minutes or so. Go and get a well-deserved drink and something to eat ahead of your next game, and good luck for the rest of the day. Meanwhile, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. CSSC London 1 up against Cambridge Hornets in the elite competition here in sunny Banbury.
Touch is made up of 3 positions on the field. You've got a wing, a link and a mid. That is replicated on the other side of the pitch, so you have 2 sets of each.
Yeah, the right time for a referee to interchange with his sideline buddy is when they're approximately 15, maybe 20 metres from the sideline, and it's at the right time for the play.
I've got you if they come, Ray. All the way back, Link. Link, no. Yeah, Ray, I've got you here, mate. Back to me, middle. For 8, yes. Shoot is good. Third with me here.
Teamwork comprises of many factors for the referees. A lot of it is communication with the players.
Take it back 2 metres, blue, please. 2 metres back. Thank you. Hold here. Yeah, roll, that's fine. Look for me. First is with me. Here it is. 27, 2 metres. Yes, good there. Look at me for second.
The sideline ref's always communicating with the players.
All the way back to the ref now. 9, 1 step, 9 offside. Look for the ref next touch.
And at the appropriate time, we'll communicate with the on-field referee when a critical decision needs to be assisted.
Have a look at the ref at the next touch again. You're just in front of the line. 12, no. Good, 12. All good here, Jonathan.
The development of referees is quite rigorous. There are 5 levels in the fit level system. The entry level is level 1, level 5 is the highest. So to progress from 1 to 2, 2 to 3, there's a theory exam plus a practical assessment. And when you go from 3 to 4, 4 to 5, that has to be done at an elite tournament, like a Nationals tournament or a Euros.
Welcome back to Banbury for the Belief Elite National Touch Series Round 1. This is CSSC London against Cambridge Hornets in the Elite Pools once again. Our 5th game on pitch 1. And this one is set up for another absolute cracker. And I'm delighted to say I'm joined with England men's 40 international Eric Williams. How are we doing, Eric?
Oh, hey, yeah, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Very, very well. And of course, you just previously played in the game for Galaxy Knights. And how did it feel to get out there?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, I mean, post-World Cup, it's obviously a bit tough for the first tournament,
Yeah.
obviously. But we played Cambridge Bees, and luckily we won by 1, so it was good.
Always good to get off to a good start, I imagine.
Yeah. So it was our 2nd game of the day, and the guys are really pumped. There's a lot of guys that are new.
Sure.
So we've got a development side out today, which is good. Guys are learning and applying themselves really well, which is good.
Lovely stuff, and we are underway in the first minute or so in this game this afternoon.
What we see now, you see a drive in play. So this is what we call outlaws, passing out to the link there. So now the link should split. Oh no, they've taken a hit there. Coming through, and now they get the sweeping attackers on for the play.
So we go over the halfway line. Cambridge Hornets trying to break through. Referee pulls it back.
Greg Cropper. Mr. Fantastic.
Bit of a mazy run through the centre. Looking to try and start things off, trying to get the first try on the board. Trying to go through the middle, but touched once again. Oliver Maynard there in the thick of things in the opening minutes, but here they come diving forward. And an opening try. No. Fantastic start. Well, absolutely brilliant.
It looked like Chris Wall got him there, but obviously the ref was saying play on there. So you see Chris makes a touch there, gets back. See, it looks to me like he's making the line there. So I don't know what the call is. Controversial.
Yeah, bit of drama in the opening couple of minutes. And we get things back underway. CSSC driving through the middle once again. Here we go.
Oh, that's good yards from Keisha.
Nice little interchange play, looking to burst through. Well, they're just bringing things back slightly.
Looks like a forward pass call.
And it certainly is. And turnover in possession. And Cambridge, who have got the first try, look to try and add to that again. Although turnover once again of possession.
Over the mark.
We're looking to drive towards the touchline. Looking in the middle now. Well, they're just taking a time. Just getting them into position, waiting for the run. And going for the corner. And that touch just off the touchline.
Well, they're being patient. I think this is really good from CSSC. They're not throwing the ball away. They're trying to get their moves into play, trying to get the right positions. And they're just being quite calm about it, which is really good. It's what you need.
Yeah,
there we go.
Look at the space, and it opened. And he just said there about patient build-up, and it's just almost kept on attacking that middle, and then the space opened up on the wide. Look at that for a quick pass over.
It really helps in mixed when you've got a women's player playing in the link position that can get into mid like Keisha did there, and obviously then she's got the foot speed to take all players on, and then she's got really good ball skills as well to get that pass away and create a 2-on-1.
So a lovely try from CSSC, approaching the 5-minute mark, and it's been pretty end-to-end so far. Cambridge looking to respond. Heading for the try line, touch just outside. Nicholas Ferns in the middle there, looking to bring it forward. Oh, it's certainly a fist-in pass. Didn't give him much hope of trying to hold on to it.
Not
but
much sympathy there, was there?
It wasn't, no. But he gave it his best shot and he just couldn't cling on. And here comes CSSC. And just driving through the middle once again. Nicholas Southgate.
So
And now
what they're going to go
George
for here,
Miller.
I think they're going to go for a middle scoop. Yep.
Miller spreading out wide. Very close. It was nearly, well, it was a wonderful pass.
And also a couples try. It was nearly a couples try. So George and Keisha teaming up there.
Brilliant. Chemistry there. Just working off one another and nearly pulling that off. It was very close. And it's Cambridge coming once again over the halfway, making up some yards through the middle.
Oh, that's good from Glenn Jones. Oh, I thought he knocked it down.
Well, it's been turned over.
I take it back. That was rubbish, Glenn.
And looking to drive over the 10 metres now, looking towards the halfway. Very quick, decisive play from CSSC, building it up nicely. Building up ahead of steam, going through the centre.
Oh,
look at this.
amazing.
Unbelievable.
That's really good.
Absolutely fantastic. Christopher Wall finishes it off, and that's one of the best tries in a sense in terms of build-up play we've seen today. That was fantastic.
You got a player like Tom Hall who scooped there. You know, he's such an athletic guy. Really quick, really light on his feet. He played men's opens at Euros. You know, played at the World Cup. You know, just a great player, and that's the kind of guy you want scooping. And you've got Chris Wall, who's you know, an amazingly experienced touch player. He's captain of men's 35s, and he's a really strong player. His upper body strength is great. So in terms of setting the ball down and getting a good strike dump, that's what made that work.
Oh, yeah, looking at both sides, lots of experience in the CSSC team and the Cambridge Hornets side as well, and looking to come through again.
That's really well worked.
That's superb, and two absolutely stellar tries, and this time from Cambridge Hornets. Just look at the build-up play once again. Absolutely brilliant.
So the move they went for there is what's known as an ML. That's a 33 short. So the two middles play a short with the link. And what happened is they went short side there because the link on the short side came in, and that left the overlap and the 2-on-1 in the end.
So two apiece after nearly 8 minutes gone here on pitch number 1. 5th game of the afternoon here at Banbury in the Belief Elite National Touch Series as CSC look to come again on the 5 metre mark. This is such a high intensity, quick game. Four brilliant games so far, and this one exactly the same. And looking to open them up once again. Absolutely brilliant. Superb quick play and heading for the corner. Just look at this again. Fantastic play once again. George Miller. And in towards Alexandra Willis, who finishes it off. Superb.
Really well worked sweeper there. George did really well to hold the ball up and then fed Evan, and Evan held the ball, and it was just a simple pass to the wing who was open on the outside.
Absolutely brilliant. Some awesome tries we've seen so far in this game. Only 8 minutes gone as well. And this is shaping up to be an absolute cracker as Cambridge come again. Looking to attack that right-hand side. Opting to slow things down a tad. Samuel missing. Off to Oliver Maynard. And looking to break through. On this occasion, stopped at the line. Missing again. Long pass. Oh, it just bounces awkwardly and change over of possession.
I mean, you know, the move didn't work that well, but you know, ultimately what's happened is they've got down the other end, you know, obviously to the attackers' line, and then they've killed the ball on the opposite side of the team's box. Obviously, they're not subbing now, but that's, you know, ultimately what you want to do on 5th and 6th touch. You want to get that ball as far away from the defending team's sub box as possible.
And they come through the centre once again. Nicholas Southgate's in the thick of things through the middle. Patient build up once again. Reece Lowell, though, turnover. And now Cambridge can come again. So Cambridge in Pool D and CSSC in Pool B. In the elite competition as they look to come forward once again. Such a high intensity octane game. And here we go again, and it's lovely play once again. And Cambridge square things up. Brilliant play.
That's good quick feet from Glenn. Plays in the senior mixed team, played at the World Cup. They had a really amazing campaign. Glenn had a really good tournament. And you can see why. I mean, you know.
Just absolutely superb from Glenn Jones for Cambridge, the number 28. And I've asked everyone who's been in the commentary box today, Eric, how was your experience of Malaysia in the World Cup? How was it for you?
Hot.
Funny enough, that's what everyone said. Everyone said today. No,
it was amazing. Yeah. He's taken off here. Yep.
Looking to go through once again.
Yeah, no, it was an unbelievable experience. 2,500 players in one place playing touch. I saw old friends, people that are live in Australia, New Zealand, people that are playing for different countries that I see across many tournaments across Europe that you make friends with. And the atmosphere was just fantastic. Like the camaraderie, the gamesmanship between each other and the sportsmanship. It was really, really great. And it was a real honour to play for your country on such a big stage. You don't get a chance to play Australia, New Zealand and Japan, all the time.
No, certainly, and that's the same opinion we've had all throughout the day, that it was such a marvellous event, and I think it was just such a great one for England, of course, doing well in a couple of categories.
Yeah, I mean, take out the 70% humidity and it would have been a lot nicer.
Yes, yeah. I've heard it was, when people Jordan Molling was in here earlier, and he was saying that he was actually looking forward to coming back to Nottingham, which was an interesting one. Here they come once again.
Oh yeah, George!
Look at this acceleration straight through, looking for the corner. Nice little layoff, but turned over, and Cambridge can now come again. It's been one of the quickest games we've seen today on pitch number 1. Absolutely high intensity.
You mean quicker than Galaxy Knights and Cambridge Bees, the one before? I mean,
maybe not.
Yeah. I'd say this is quicker.
I think all the games have been absolutely superb. Actually, on the live stream today on pitch number 1, we've had some brilliant games, some fantastic tries, and this is just the same. 13 minutes in, 3 apiece.
So here's that patience, that setup, trying to get the right players.
Miller and Wall in the thick of things. Like I said, completely slowing things down, and then
there's the ball.
Suddenly trying to get through that defence, although not on this occasion. Cambridge looking to build up head of steam over the halfway line.
Well, they're there in 2, and that's a really good yards for them. That's they took one up the wing, and I think CSSC were expecting them to come the other way. So nice fake.
Look at that!
Oh, look at that!
Superb!
Wow.
Look at that burst of acceleration. That was absolutely brilliant. And it's that man, Glenn Jones, once again. The mixed 30s England player, who, like you said, Eric, had a really good World Cup. And showing us his class on the pitch today. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it's a nice fake. He slowed down. Sold that he was going to do what we call an Aussie. So it's a soft switch. You just throw it up, or a grape, some people call it, and essentially then just accelerated because the winger was marking him, and he noticed there was some space, so he just went for it. So it's one of those sort of 50-50s. It comes off sometimes, and then it doesn't.
We're just reaching the 15-minute mark, and CSSC looking to come again. Good work from the Cambridge defence this time around.
I mean, I must admit, I've been really impressed with Cambridge the last couple of seasons. You know, they've got some really good youth development there. There's a lot of like young England kids that are in there, JTC kids. There's England Opens players in there as well. You know, women's 27s captain, senior mix. So there's some real experience now in that club, and you can really see with the performances they've had in mixed touch of you know, been phenomenal the last couple of years, and you know, rightly deserve to be in the elite competition and up there. You know.
Yeah, certainly, and they're showing their stuff this afternoon. As you said there, Catherine Jones, the women's 27s captain, in the thick of things again.
Nice shot.
And here comes CSSC once again, building from the back.
Oh.
Mistake there, and that's not where you want to be making those mistakes. And a real big chance for Cambridge now to put the pressure on, and they're not wasting any time.
So there's an England coach, when I first started playing, he said if you turn the ball over in your own half, there's an 80% chance that the team will score that's got the ball. So, you know, obviously let's put these statistics to the test. Will it happen?
Yes, let's see. They're building it up now, just very quick play though, and just now maybe just slowing things down a tad. Just assessing the options. We've seen this all the way through the games this afternoon. Suddenly, that burst of acceleration, and the gap comes.
Oh,
very close to nearly pulling it off. You saw it, Eric, as soon as that pass was coming through, and they saw.
And that's
on the far
just
side.
execution. That is just execution. But you know, left to right, not everybody's strongest. You know, most people are dominantly, you know, right to left. So.
Yeah, on that occasion, not coming off as we're reaching the 17-minute mark, and this is the time of the game which we've said a couple of times throughout the day that can be so crucial if you can get a couple of tries before half-time. Not quite again, just a couple of stray passes from both sides, just that final pass.
You know, midday sun, you know, it's hot, it's first game back, people have had a couple of weeks off, you know, they're probably a little bit tired now, you know, not used to the grind.
Certainly it's, you know, over a weekend as well, lots of rugby to be played, and the fitness levels have to be pretty good.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of the teams are, you know, some of the teams are struggling for numbers. You know, that's that post-World Cup sort of fatigue. A lot of players just want to take a bit more of a break. Nice.
Lovely
Here it
dummy.
comes. Excellent.
Oh, superb. Absolutely superb.
That's an England Women's Opens player, I believe.
It certainly is. It's Lucy Norburn who just finishes it off there. Got into the right position.
See, watch how she tracks the line. She doesn't run over the line, she tracks. Watch. See?
Brilliant. Absolutely superb. And that's a try just in a couple of minutes before half time that can extend that gap as well, which is always a good thing. Can the CSSC gets a try before half time just to close that gap once again. Looking to go through the middle. Tom Hall. Going again. Here's Hall again in the white cap. Claire Waddle as well. In the middle with Hall. Just.
It's getting slightly erratic, you know, from those guys. I think they just need to calm down a bit, trust in their plays, play their policy. You know, I think a couple of the younger guys are getting a bit, you know, hectic. You know, they're thinking, right, we're now down a couple. We've got to try and make this work, and it can really play on you.
Yeah, it certainly can. Early in the game, they seemed a bit more patient in their build-up, and now they're really trying to almost force it. And as he dives in, and touch just before. That was Nicholas Southgate going in. Here is Southgate once again. Ball to Southgate. Look at that. And they do get it. Looks like. Is the referee going to give this one?
Yeah, they're going to give it. They've got to give it. I think he's claiming a touch. Yeah, he's claiming a touch, saying he caught his heel. You know, touch is a game of honesty, so you have to go with the defender. You know, unless the referee is clearly there, and you know, it's hard to see sometimes as a referee. I've refereed a lot. You know, you've got to give the benefit of the doubt to the attacker. You know, we trust that in touch, and that's a great ball.
Oh, just again, we've seen it a couple of times in this first half. That crucial catch or pass, and it's just failed at the last. So it is Cambridge who go into the interval up at the break by 5 points to 3. So a bit of work for CSSC London and a few things to think about for them, but it's Cambridge who lead at the break. So we'll be back for the second half in around about 5 minutes' time.
Touch is a minimum contact sport where the aim is to score more touchdowns than your opposition. Touch team is made up of 6 players on the pitch with up to 8 substitutions. Those 8 substitutions can roll on the pitch at any time. Touch can be made of mixed teams or single gender teams. In a mixed team, there is a minimum of 1 man and a maximum of 3 men on the pitch at any one time. At an international level, touch games are made up of 2 20-minute halves.
Half time, girls.
But at all levels, you can have varying different half lengths and periods of time.
So welcome back to Banbury Belief Elite National Touch Series. This is the first round of 3, of course, over 3 weekends over the next couple of months. Round 2 will be on the 15th and 16th of June in Manchester and the 29th and 30th of June in Oxford. But at the moment we focus all our attention on pitch number 1 here in Banbury, and it's CSSC London against Cambridge Hornets. And it is the Hornets who hold the advantage by 5 points to 3. So a big couple of minutes now. If Cambridge can just get a couple of points on the board early, they could really be opening up a gap and putting all the pressure on CSSC. And I'd like to say I'm joined with Eric Williams again. A good first half for Cambridge. It was a good first half in general, but I thought Cambridge Hornets really grew into it and looked really clinical during those, especially the final sort of 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, they started to come away. I think they started to pull away towards the last few minutes. They were a lot more clinical. Their driving was better. Their patterns were better. They've got I think on their team, the Maynards and the Missins, they've got some real agility, agile guys. So I think they've got a little bit of an edge. But the thing about CSSC is that they are a consistent team. So they're always playing basics. They're always, doing the right things. And they just got to, like I said earlier, just keep calm, believe in their policy, trust their game plan, and then just try to execute.
And here come Cambridge, looking to try and get off to that early start in the second half. And not on that occasion, although still got a good chance to try and get a try on the board early. Samuel missing and Nicholas Ferns in the middle there. Also with Oliver Maynard, of course the two Maynards in this side, Oliver and Matthew. Matthew, part of the England mixed open setup. Nice little switch, and here they come. Oh, just touched, but there was a nice pass and a good pickup. Just taking the time now, almost just looking for that right opportunity.
ML, going to go long. There you go. Kill it on the far side.
So switch over of possession. And here comes CSSC. They'd love to get to try early on in this second half. They do need this next try. You would believe. Here we go.
Here we go. This is it. This is the one.
Going through now.
Oh.
Can they?
No. Oh. They have
managed to just evade. This is
Skills.
Unbelievable. Absolutely sensational stuff. George Miller just going through there. It looked, well, almost certain that he'd been touched, but apparently not. But still, no score. And Cambridge try and come away with it now, having to build from their defence.
And see, all of this lack of momentum they've got now just came from that first touch where the guy stepped away from his half. And that creates, they've not even got over halfway, and that's fourth touch now. So fifth is coming, I think. Could be wrong. Yep, that's fifth, yeah.
There we go, and trying to drive through. And nothing comes about of that attack, so switch over once again.
And I suppose just for those people that are just starting to play touch, and you're getting into structure and you're learning structured touch, there's a reason why the moves are there and there's a reason why they work. It's very tempting when you see a little gap to try and go for it. But what you're doing then is you're running away from someone that's going to play the play. And then obviously they're thinking, well, where are you going? And then, it just breaks everything down. The team loses momentum and then everybody gets frustrated. So, if you're learning structured touch, play the moves. Unless the gap is massive, don't try and go for it.
CSSC, have they got it? Not on this occasion. And that would have been a really good start to this second half for CSSC, but not on this occasion, as Cambridge having to build from the back. That seemed like a bit of a heavy touch.
Oh, I mean, he is about 6 stone, so,
Yeah, he's certainly not one of the bulkiest, but a bit of a whippersnapper coming through the centre now for Cambridge. Catherine Jones, and now here's Glenn Jones. Saw him score a lovely try in the first half.
That's smart from Glenn. Ooh. That was nearly off the mark. There we go.
Trying to drive forward. Jones into Glenn Jones. Nice build up, looking for that angle.
Ref was playing advantage for offside. So that's Gareth Hines, one of the most experienced refs in England. Great guy, great referee, really good referee. Refed at the World Cup. Yeah, brilliant guy. Yeah, the refs don't get too much of a mention because we're always talking about the players, aren't we?
Well, I was just thinking this. The referees have been absolutely, they've been on the money throughout the day so far, and for people who have just starting, just watching this for the first time, you'll see, you're probably thinking, why is the referee changing? There's different referees coming in all the time, but of course they have 3 who interchange, of course.
Yeah, it's tough playing a game this level you know, if you're on your own, it's just impossible. It's never going to happen. That's a good shot there from Claire Waddle.
So here's Jones, and that's the final touch. So change over possession, and CSSC can now come forward. Can they make up a bit more yardage than they did initially in the first attack they had? Looking to really break now. Over the halfway line they go. Certainly building up some momentum.
Now in the middle, why not? And go short. Oh.
Okay, it's wide. Have they just got it? No, not on this occasion.
Because they're really attacking that short side, you know, they're really, you know, sort of driving that. I'm wondering if they're, you know, we're 5 minutes in, obviously 15 minutes ago, you know, 14 minutes ago. Are they going to, you know, are they conditioning them to stay that side and then maybe change their policy and then come wide, come out towards the open side and then hit them that way because they're all compacting on that side, on the box side. It'd be interesting to see if that develops as a play for CSSC.
So an opportunity now for CSSC to try and get a try back, and this would really close the gap and build a bit of momentum. Let's go through the middle.
So I think they got another set of 6 there. It was a penalty. I think they were pulling back, so they were pulling out of the touch. So the defenders were pulling back early to the line, which is illegal. You can't do that. You've got to keep walking forward till the touch is imminent.
So Miller and Lau linking up there. Andrew Dyer involved as well for CSSC. Here is Dyer.
Oh yeah,
nice little lovely pass. Here we go, and in they go.
Excellent.
Raymond Bluff, who gets in there. Lovely build-up play once again.
So that's Evan. Yep, and then to Keisha.
Superb try, and just what they needed. And they reduce the deficit to 1. This is lining up to be potentially a really tight game. Going into nearing the 10 minutes to go mark, and it'll be interesting to see who will.
They've slowed down a bit, Cambridge. I'm a bit surprised. I think, you know, they're trying to take their time, but there's no momentum. Here they go. So they're going to go for a link sweeper here. It's called a doggies. So what they did there it was good. They slowed down and then they sped up to go one way and then phased another way. So they were running something off something else, which was good.
Now they're going to look out wide, and nearly yet again. We've seen that a couple of times. Megan Pemberton on the wing just couldn't get there.
I mean, I don't want to say it, but it's criminal. You've got to catch the ball on the wing. You know, if it's there, you know, if the team is putting the ball there for you, you've got to convert, and that's the difference between winning and losing sometimes.
Well, that's potentially 2 points. Well, it is 2 points dropped there as well for Cambridge, and they could have been into a real commanding position. And now CSSC looking to try and level things up once again through the middle. Here comes Tom Hall.
Yeah, he's going to scoop now. Wally's going to swoop and give a long ball.
And there we go once again. Another drop and change over in possession. Just at those crucial moments for both sides, just haven't been able to take. Jones. Nice little run. Here he is again.
He's going to have a go now. Look at the steps.
And Jones.
There you go.
Fantastic.
Now we've got some room.
Not on that occasion. And we are approaching 10 minutes to go mark as well. So squeaky bum time for both sides.
I love that expression. Definitely. See, turnover in your own half. Mistake's going to happen. Last 10 minutes, you know, Cambridge are 1 up. I think, you know, if they get a score now, it's going to be difficult for CSSC, I think.
We saw it in an earlier game, actually. I think it was the second game of the day between Bareback Riders and hot custard. Hot custard let so many penalties away, and you know, the 10-metre mark or the 5-metre mark, and bareback riders just suddenly just got through them every time, and that's how they built up the points. They're just, yes, it's criminal almost, isn't it, to give away those penalties so close to your touchline. And then they come once again.
Scramble defense. Let's see what they're setting up here. Our sweeper. They've gone on the wrong middle, step back. Yep.
Looking for that. Oh, nearly. Hannah Suski on the wing again.
Another pen.
So another opportunity here for Cambridge.
So this is their third set. So this will be, you know, possible set of 18 touches to score.
Samuel Missing being forced back. Nicholas Ferns is there as well, just to the right of him.
Seem quite compact. That's a bit better. A bit more space now. There you go. And score.
Driving through.
Oh, that's a touch pass. Oh, no. Wow, 6 more. Camped on the line.
So potentially, oh, here we go, 24 touches. This is quite extraordinary. Can Cambridge capitalise? Surely they can.
Oh, wow.
Not. Well, that was a massive opportunity for Cambridge to get a 2-point advantage missed. Are they going to rue those chances? Here comes CSSC once again, heading towards the halfway.
This is good. I mean, it's good yards. Look at that.
that.
What a turn of pace.
Tom Hall, absolutely amazing. And we are back at 5 apiece after 32 minutes.
That's brilliant. Great opportunism there. Really, you know, just saw the gap and thought, right, I'm going.
We've talked about it earlier, Eric, about those sort of seizing those gaps, and that's Tom Hall certainly did that on that occasion, didn't he?
He's an experienced player. You know, he's played a lot of touch. As I said, he played men's opens at Euros, men's 30s at the World Cup. You know, and I've played against him many times, and you know, it's scary. He doesn't need a second invitation to take a gap, honestly.
And he certainly did on that occasion as well, as he burst through. Here's Glenn Jones. What can he do about it? 5-all. This is turning into a really compelling and intriguing game as they come forward in numbers. Can they get through?
Yes. Good score.
Matthew Maynard going through, and an instant reply for Cambridge. Just diving forward and getting that try. 6-5.
Yeah, I think number 9, he made the touch, but he was being called onside. So he was being called offside. So I think the ref was playing advantage. That's why Greg awarded the try. So like I said, you know, Maynard's nifty footwork. You know,
very tricky player, isn't he? Matthew Maynard for Cambridge, but here comes CSSC and a block. An opportunity here for CSSC to hit back immediately and opt to slow it down, as we often see.
Oh, unlucky. You know, it's just these small margins. You know, it's inches that makes a difference.
Certainly is. We've seen a lot of mistakes that could have led to tries, and we could have seen Cambridge almost well in front, but they couldn't take those chances on the wings, and still in front though. 34 minutes gone.
Yeah, fought off the ruck there. Kind of didn't want to say anything. I was waiting for the ref to say something. I was like, no.
We always want to double check, don't we? We've seen a couple of decisions that we thought in the commentary box had gone one way, and then the referee changes his mind, and here we go again. CSSC driving towards the 5-metre line. Here's Luis Lau. Lau again. Dyer to the right. And Evan Michaels to the left.
There you go.
Here's
there
Miller.
There it
Chance.
is. Oh,
and again.
Man.
What an opportunity missed.
They bounced out, they had the outside, it was guy on girl mismatch. Oh, it was all there. Just execution again. Unlucky.
It's been a game of missed opportunities for both sides as we clock over the 35-minute mark, so under 5 minutes now.
But like I was saying earlier, you know, with someone like Lois Slough, you know, same as Keisha Raymond Blythe, you've got, you know, two women's players there that, you know, exceptionally experienced, you know, really quick, fast feet, you know, foot speed is brilliant, you know, ball skills are excellent, you know, play touch, you know the game. So when you get that and you've got, you know, two women in your side playing like that, you know, it enables you to mismatch and get them in the middle. And that's, you know, good mix play, getting girls in the middle like Lucy here now, you know, getting her to make dumps and touches and set strike dumps and things, you know.
Glenn Jones and Lucy Norburn linking up. And here's Oliver Maynard with Glenn Jones now. Going through the centre, Maynard again, picking it up. Driving towards the touchline and not on this time around.
I'm gonna make a prediction. I reckon it's gonna be a draw.
Do you reckon? Here we go.
I reckon it's gonna be a draw.
Under 4 minutes. Do you agree at home? Will this be a draw? CSSC coming forward. Cambridge have had so many chances to kill this game off. CSSC have missed a couple themselves. But here they come through the middle.
Open
Tom
side.
Hall.
Yeah.
Looking to go through.
Oh,
and the sixth touch. And just at the last.
that was Henry Stratford. Stratford? Sorry.
Yeah, Henry Stratford.
Yep. So Henry, I only know by his first name. Sorry. Yeah, another player. You know, like the Maynards, like the Missons, like Tom Hall. You know, really quick on his feet, light. You know, agility, speed, acceleration is just, you know, really good. Just unfortunately, a dive wasn't there then.
So missing.
Yeah.
Trying to break towards the corner, and that was a sixth touch. So turnover and possession. Nicholas Ferns was involved just before that as well, but now a chance for CSSC to come forward. It's Tom Hall, scored an absolutely superb individual try in the second half. Maybe a bit of magic once again from Hall, although he's come off now. Christopher Wall involved. Southgate looking again, building up against steam.
Switch was on.
And turnover possession once again.
If anyone's watching at home, you watch a replay of that, you'll see when Evan took off, when he really then accelerated, his player chased hard and his hips were turned inwards. Chris then made a really good read, and he then went to run a switch, but he was deep and wide. If the feed had been on, Chris was in for a 2-on-1 there for sure.
So here they come, Cambridge. Can they kill the game off? Here's Glenn Jones. He's been busy all game, trying to create as many opportunities as he can, but another missed opportunity. Well, could that prediction, Eric, be on the cards? A minute and a half to go.
Probably not now. Not with that
As
turnover.
soon as that's the commentator's curse right there for everyone to see.
It is true. It does work. The commentator's curse
You're
works.
seeing it firsthand. And now, as I said, another opportunity potentially here for Cambridge to kill the game off. Minute to go. Of course.
Yeah, they're just going to run down the clock here. They're going to play their 6. Well, they should do.
Yeah, they're certainly just trying to take their time, aren't they? Just
Yeah. Short ball.
completely
There it
slowing
is.
it down. Is there an
Could be
opportunity
in.
here? Dives forward. And turnover.
30 seconds. Could we see some freestyle?
This would be quite some finish, wouldn't it, if they could pull this one off. Of course, waiting for the sound of the horn.
They've got to play some park-style touch now. Move the ball around. Yeah, get forward.
Here they come, they've got to be quick about
As
it.
soon as hopefully they know the timing, someone's talking to them.
Lau, back into the centre.
Oh no, that's it, done.
Mistake, and there's the horn.
Well done, Cambridge.
And there is the victory. What a superb game of rugby. That was absolutely brilliant. And it's Cambridge who come out on top by 6 tries to 5. They'll be absolutely delighted with that victory. Well, Eric, thank you very much for your company. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks for having me.
And we will move on to our next game here on pitch number 1, which will be Galaxy London taking on Chester Cheetahs.
Go Galaxy!
Well, we've got one supporter in the house, and I'm sure you at home will be supporting all the teams that will be on pitch number 1, and of course around the pitch as well. We'll bring you some scores as well in the next couple of minutes. But our next game here on pitch number 1, Galaxy London against Chester Cheetahs, is next.
To describe a changeover, it's as a result of a mistake. So mistakes can be from dropping the ball.
Stay on. Ball's down. Just the ball down, girl.
When the play has gone over the sideline or beyond the dead ball line.
That's 27. Good.
And during play, when the acting half runs with the ball and gets touched.
12 all the way, 12 still, good.
And the most common one is on the 6th touch. That's when the possession gets changed over also.
So welcome back to Banbury for the Belief Elite National Touch Series round 1, and this is our 6th game of the day as Galaxy London take on Chester Cheetahs. So as Galaxy look to break forward, and the opening try of the game, I think it was a try. Let's have a look.
Touchdown given on the wing.
Absolutely.
So Byron Tibbett scoops from half, steps through and passes off to the wing. He's called the danger man of England senior mixed at the World Cup. Also called Brian Tibbett.
And the voice you hear is Cat Jones from Cambridge Hornets, involved in a really good game actually last on pitch 1, and just very close and got over the line, so you must be delighted to get that victory under your belt.
Yeah, we've got 3 tough teams to play against today, so we're very pleased we managed the win against CSSC. They're a very difficult side to break down. They're very structured, and they play pretty intensively, so that was good for us.
So a good result for Cambridge. Now Galaxy London looking to get off to a really quick start. They've already got 1 try under their belts and looking to go through the centre. Miles Partridge involved with Nicholas Toder as well. Back with Partridge. Nice little steps. Nice
bit of
exchange.
face play there. Offload.
Absolutely lovely.
And it looks like it's going to be given. Yep, touchdown scored.
Libby Turner. And again, that was lovely build-up. Once again, London Galaxy in the opening 2 minutes. Absolutely superb.
So we played against Galaxy as our first game this morning, and they were very effective on the sweep. You could see that they ran a sweeping play to begin with, and then when they got touched, they went for phase, which allowed them the numbers over to get that offload away to the wing.
Yeah, we've seen a couple of passages play very similar in the games throughout the day. As Chester Cheetahs, well, they've been hit with a storm in the opening couple of minutes and now looking to get a try themselves.
It's nice to see Chester have stepped up to the Elite 12. They're obviously really growing as a touch club, and their play is getting stronger. So that's great to watch.
Yeah, it certainly is. And of course we've seen Exeter Raptors as well in the Elite, a new club being formed. They were up first up actually this morning against Wigan Touch Warriors. So a few new teams playing in the elite competition, which is, like I said, really good to see.
Yeah, it's also good that we're able to see these clubs expanding to play at that level. They've got the opportunity in this tournament. We're missing a couple of our sides that we regularly see. The London Scorpions are not here today, and that's really good for these clubs. That gives them the opportunity to play against the other best clubs in the country, basically.
Yeah, a few of the people in charge have said that this could be a very wide open tournament this year. It could be a pretty hard to predict potentially who could actually go on and win it. So there's lots of teams who will be really trying to fight to try and win the cup this year. And I'm sure bareback riders would love to retain the title as well. And here come Chester Cheetahs looking to try and get on the scoreboard in the opening 5 minutes. This would be good for them to build a bit of confidence.
So they went for a scoop and an offload there, but unfortunately that went into man on, so Galaxy dealt with that. Let's see what they run off their last touch. It's good to see that they're looking to spread the ball and look for the switches to generate the offloads.
So turnover possession though, and Galaxy London now the chance to build from the back.
Something we noticed about Galaxy this morning is that they drive the ball really hard, and you can see them doing that. They work well off momentum. They've got some very fast players, so when they get a roll on, they're difficult to stop.
They're certainly trying to build up against steam, and here they go through the centre, looking to drive forwards.
Oh, and touched at half. That was a nice touch there by that Chester link. Chester will take it to the box to try and get their subs on whilst getting yards up the field.
And looking to drive forward over the halfway. The space now. Just taking the time. Switching it from left to right, right to left, building it up.
So they'll make it a little bit easier for Galaxy if they are slow to get to half, because then Galaxy will be able to get back on side more quickly. Emma Wills there with the pink stripe round her top, calling for straight up. She wants them to be making yards and moving forward as quickly as possible to get the defence on the back foot.
So over halfway, and here come Galaxy London once again.
Penalised for hard touch in at the side there, I think, from Chester.
His cap came off and wanted a bit of a laugh about it, and looked to, I think he realised, and wanting to break forward once again. It was Joseph Gage in the middle there for London Galaxy.
That looks like that might be 6 again. Just a knock down there off Liam.
Just taking the time.
So imagine Galaxy will look to set up for a sweep again. They've got some players that have got quite a nice pass on them, so I expect that they'll be looking to spread the ball wide. I think Chester have been penalised for not moving forward there.
So starting again, and here come London Galaxy, looking to go wide. Goes in himself, and
ball
referee blows.
That's score given.
Lovely build-up, wasn't it? Once again, and just looked to feint to go out wide, but then just went in himself, and that's the third try.
So you could see Miles Partridge, number 11, coming on, and they were. The defence probably thought they were looking to set him up for a sweep because he's got pace on the outside. So then Galaxy went the other way.
So Chester Cheetahs looking
some
to
nice yards off the first 2 touches.
Yeah, certainly looking to build towards the touchline, and that's what they need, don't they? Just to actually get some yards into the Galaxy half, and they look to try and break. Oh, a nasty fall, and just clattered his head, and no wonder he's in a bit of pain, just having to just take
like
a moment.
He tripped up and hit his head backwards on the ground. I hope he's all right.
Yeah, and just receiving a bit of medical attention, and needs to as well. So 3 games left after this one. We'll have Wigan Touch Warriors taking on Hot Custard, which should be a really fascinating game. And then Guildford against Galaxy Knights in the Premiership pool is our penultimate game of the day on pitch number 1, and we'll finish up with Thames Valley Vikings taking on Exeter Raptors in our final game on pitch number 1. But we've had some absolutely superb games so far, and London Galaxy started this one really brightly in the opening 9 minutes.
So it looks like Galaxy there might have been penalised for being offside. Chester have got the ball back. And it looks like they're setting up for a sweep. The sweeper's going round. Looking short side. Let's see if they set that up again.
Back into the middle and being forced out wide, looking to dive in.
It looks like touch was given.
So 6th and final touch, so change over possession, and
that was a nice dive there, but the link had got back on side to make it.
Here comes Galaxy.
Steaming up the pitch. They're making good yards off their first 2 touches.
Certainly are. And working their way up the pitch really well. And
let's see what they do with the transition.
Nice build-up play, looking to break through. Once again, absolutely
nice
superb.
score.
All started off with Jackson Chan and finished off in the corner. Yeah. Absolutely
he beat
superb.
His player, caused the link to shut, was able to offload. Wing had to come in to make the touch. Space out wide.
And Chester Cheetahs have it all to do. London Galaxy in strong lead in the opening 10 minutes. Looking to come forward. And a touch. So not on this occasion.
So it will be important for Galaxy to score as many as they can in this game. The pool of teams that they're in means that it's likely to come down to points difference for the top 2 teams in their pool, with 1 game still to play. They'll be thinking about making sure that their points difference is as large as it can be.
Well, London Galaxy in the same pool as CSSC London and Nottingham Hoods.
All of those 3 teams were top 8 teams last year, so
some real competition in Pool B, and so Chester Cheetahs in a group with Oxford and Cambridge Hornets, I do believe. Yes, in Pool D.
That was a nice dive by the Chester link. She just got touched before the ball was down, I think. You're not getting around the outside of Emily Clues.
Certainly not. This brick wall defence.
She's very quick.
She certainly is. Really trying to create an opening. Chester Cheetahs, they've had a lot of possession in the last minute or so, but
yeah, they have. It's all been up Galaxy's end, hasn't it?
Yeah, but just can't do anything with it. And now turnover possession, and just like that, what can London Galaxy do? We've seen them so far in this game just work their way up the pitch in no time at all.
Bit of confusion at half there, but they seem to have rectified that. And they get to halfway on third. Oh, still going. What are they setting up for here? Setting up for a scoop. Oh, Mars Partridge is through again, possibly fastest man in England touch.
Looking for someone, and that was well worked in the end. Partridge and Joseph Gage. And we see Partridge running through, like you said.
And Chester trying to mirror to make sure that they find their player. What's been given? It looks like a touch was given first time, but Galaxy have scored.
So that score for Galaxy, 13.5 minutes gone, and it's been all London Galaxy in this game, although just a couple of moments of possession for Chester Cheetahs, although they couldn't take advantage. And we're approaching.
Chester have had quite a few attempts online, and they've got over a number of times. They just haven't executed that final step. That'll come as the game goes on, and then as they continue to play in this competition.
Yeah, they've certainly improved since the last time we saw them. They were up against tough opposition in Nottingham Hoods, and they've certainly looked a lot more lively and looked a bit more composed and relaxed in a sense in this game today and against London Galaxy, and looking to try and create opportunities. Can they get in this time around?
Marnie had to dive there to make that touch, which she did. That was nice. Defensive dive.
Once again, London Galaxy standing strong.
That is a facet of mixed touch. The idea that you try and get your male attacking link matching up against a female defensive link to get the mismatch in the sexes, so that the guy's got the legs on the outside. In that case, Marnie was able to shut him down. But it's probably closer than she wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Oh, and an over the mark has been given, I think.
And here come Chester Cheetahs. They've had a lot of the ball in this half, just not being able to be clinical enough, and they'll take certain confidence from that. But if they can get a try just before half time in this 5 minutes, we've talked about a lot with a lot of the co-coms today, and a lot of the players who've been involved in the commentary, that the 5 minutes before and the 5 minutes after can be just so crucial in the game. You know, if you can just get a try before half time, it can just give you a bit of confidence.
Yeah, actually, that's very true. And I watched England teams suffer because of that at the World Cup. The senior mixed in their bronze medal match were neck and neck with New Zealand through the whole of the first half, and conceded right on the hooter to go down 4-3. And then New Zealand came out and scored straight away after the hooter. So then they were 2 points clear, and that it looked like it made a real difference to that team's mentality. They then suffered for the next 5 to 10 minutes before they pulled back into the game in the last 10, but by that point it was unfortunately too late.
So London Galaxy looking to come forward, although turnover. So 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes to go until the half-time interval. Galaxy still with that 5 points advantage. Can Chester Cheetahs get one before the break? But not with mistakes like that.
No, that was a bit unfortunate. You don't really want to lose the ball in your own half on your drive, if possible, because it gives the attacking, the opposition basically a free equivalent of a tap-off against you in your half. Let's see what Galaxy do with it. Looks like they're trying to move the players to get the defender that they want to make the touch on. Looks like they're sending Miles Partridge to the sweeper. Around he goes. Offloads to the wing.
Oh, look at that. Once again. It's just that pace of Partridge, isn't it? It's just that sudden burst of acceleration that's just...
Well, because he's so quick, it puts the defence in two minds as to whether or not they should stay to make the touch, if they're the man outside, or whether they should wait to try and let their defender on their inside catch up. And it's that indecision that is what the attack can exploit.
Chester Cheetahs, though, looking to be clinical in this one. They certainly got up the pitch as quickly as they possibly could and looking to try and create an angle. But once again, just that final pass, or they've had some good spells of possession actually, Chester, and just that final few moments haven't been clinical enough.
Well, they're doing really well to move Galaxy and make them chase, which Galaxy obviously don't want to do if they can particularly avoid it. Oh, and here we go. Miles Partridge just managed to break the defence and run the length of the field.
Well, there we go. And you said it only moments ago, but that sudden just burst of acceleration, you almost just think, how do you stop that when he sees the gap and he's always gone through it like you haven't seen him.
He's very quick. You certainly don't want to give him your outside.
And that puts Galaxy...
It looked like he was writing something on the floor there with the ball. I wonder what that was.
Just took his time. And
X marks the spot, maybe.
yes. And 18.5 minutes. So a minute and a half to go till the interval. And it's been Galaxy's half, certainly, but...
It would be nice to see Chester score here. It looks like they've got some young players in their team, which is very promising. Like the guy on the ball now.
And looking to break through.
And they've scored.
Brilliant. Well, that will give them so much confidence.
You can see Byron Tibbetts come up there to step in, just misses the touch. The guy steps in, and then he thinks he's got it, but he's missed. No.
So Adam Bramlow gets on the scoreboard for Chester Cheetahs in the final minutes. And as we are getting ever closer to the hooter being sounded, and there is the hooter. And there is the half-time interval. So it's been, and the scoreline for certain, it's been a dominant display for London Galaxy, although Chester Cheetahs have had their moments, they've had possession and had spells, but London Galaxy just been so clinical in that first half.
Yeah, Galaxy have really demonstrated why they were a top 4 team last year. They've They've converted a lot of touchdowns. They make very nice yards up the middle of the field, and when they get to the line, they execute. And it's that the ball handling skills that they've been demonstrating, that final pass to the winger, once they've drawn the defence, that's really working well for them.
So at the half-time interval, it's London Galaxy that lead by 7 points to 1 over Chester Cheetahs. Second half will be coming up very shortly. Don't go anywhere. So, welcome back to Banbury, the Belief Elite National Touch Series opening round, and we're into the second half of our Elite Pool game between Galaxy London and Chester Cheetahs, and it's Galaxy London who are in control at the break, 7 tries to 1. We've just had a change in the commentary box. Greg, how are we doing? And what an opening day it's been.
It has, yeah. Weather's turned out nice as well, which is always good on days like these. A bit hot probably by the end of the day, but yeah, looking good. The team's looking sharp for the first event of the series as well, so yeah, enjoying it.
And London Galaxy, I don't know if you've seen the first half, in bit of control, 7 tries to 1. They're looking like a really good outfit, London Galaxy.
They do, yeah. I just saw the last touchdown there with Miles Partridge running in full length, but yeah, it's good. They're a good scoring team. Got a lot of international players in there as well, so yeah, they'll be looking for a top spot this weekend.
They certainly will. Looking to go through the centre in the opening couple of minutes. A couple of tries in this early in the second half wouldn't go amiss, although obviously with that 6-point gap, it's it'll be hard for Chester Cheetahs to come back from this one. Although we've spoken to a couple of the guys throughout the day that it's great to see sides like Chester Cheetahs in the elite competition.
It is, yeah. They're kind of an up-and-coming team, I guess. They've been around for quite a few years in terms of the club, but yeah, they're just kind of looking to get into that next level now. I don't know how they'll get on today in terms of staying in the Elite Cup for tomorrow. They're probably down in the Premiership, which is the second tier for tomorrow. But yeah, good experience for them, which is what they'll be aiming to do as well. So
yes,
good luck to them.
Yeah, certainly. They've been put up in a very tough, tough fixtures. They had Nottingham Hoods. They played on pitch 1 earlier and lost to Nottingham Hoods, although they managed to get a couple of tries on the scoreboard. And I'm sure they'd love to put in a spirited display in the second.
Definitely, yeah. Let's see how they get on.
Galaxy in the centre.
With Stephen Barry. Bit too fancy there, only he knew what he was doing. His teammate didn't seem to be on the same wavelength there, unfortunately, so Chester Cheetahs driving now to the sub-box to get some fresh legs on.
And we've talked about sort of little partnerships in each of the sides. Of course, when you've got the two middles, of course, those partnerships can be so crucial if you've got a good chemistry.
Most definitely, yeah, and I think here's another two here, Adam Brimlow and Ben Grinter. They work together quite well.
It was Adam Brimlow got the try for Chester Cheetahs right at the end of the first half. A chance for Galaxy to build from the back. A nice turn of pace away from Jackson Chan. Still in the thick of things. Looking to break forward once again. Arnie Wills now with number 14 looking to break forward on Byron Tibbetts, just slowing the things down. Joseph Gage bursting forward and just at the last couldn't get through. Byron Tibbetts and Joseph Gage, key players in this London Galaxy side.
He's on loan, is Tibbetts from Bristol this week. They've not got a team in this tournament this year, so he's fresh back off the plane from Malaysia in the World Cup. Is Byron is in my team this year as well.
Oh, right, okay.
Captain Tibbetts.
Well, we've talked a lot to people throughout the day about Malaysia. What a tournament it was, and what an occasion it was, and just everyone we've had today has just said positive things apart from the weather.
I mean, it wasn't. It was too hot, and then it was too rainy, and then it was too lightning. It was pretty much had everything there. But yeah, no, it was a really good tournament. Everyone's come back positive from it. There's a lot of positives from an England's perspective as well. Third in the world. The final results. We're looking to push those top few Southern Hemisphere teams all of the way in a lot of divisions now, which is, it just shows the strength and depth that we've got in the development and the elite high performance pathways as well. So we're definitely up there. We're not a million miles away from catching them, which is a really positive experience.
Yeah, certainly everyone we've heard has said good things about the tournament, and a lot of the players who went out to Malaysia, of course, on show for us today. London Galaxy, though, what can they do? No tries so far in this second half. Looking to try and head towards trial on this occasion. Looks to go through the centre, and there is that man Partridge again. Miles Partridge, that just turn of pace is really frightening, and that lovely pickup and that acceleration. I wonder if it's those yellow boots, just giving that extra spring in his step.
Go faster boots, yeah, most definitely. Yeah. I think it's one of those, you've got to be good if you're wearing something as outrageous as that. So he seems to be living up to it, which is good.
Yeah, good try in the first half, just bursting through the middle, and another one in this second half. So the first 5 minutes into the second half, and Galaxy lead by 8 tries to 1. Just keeping on to it somehow.
Some Harlem Globetrotters work going on there. There's spinning between her legs.
Just slowing things down. And looking to head through the middle, bit of space. And not claimed on that occasion, so turnover. It's always Paul Morris in the middle for Chester, who seems to be the linchpin in that side. We're looking to try and create the opportunities, but look at the quick passes and pace up the field.
Steve Barry now. See what he can come up with. His milk to penalty is there. Defence not moving up off the line. So 6 again to Galaxy London.
So what can London Galaxy do? A good opportunity to add another to the scoreboard. Here comes Joseph Gage. Just slowing things down, trying to draw the Chester defence out. Lifted over the top, now out wide. Oh, and a fumble. Opportunity missed.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Galaxy. So here Chester coming off their line now. Again heading to the box to get fresh legs on. See if they can transition well into a good platform. Here comes Brimlow with Grinter. Mickey Wise.
Nice little layoff, and here they come through the centre.
Last one coming. Grinter picks up. Oh, well held.
Unbelievable.
I think that might be a late pass coming there. Nope, they've played on.
Still going, Chester. That was a superb take. I thought she just initially hurt herself there, but just quick tie the shoelaces, but it was a sensational take, but nothing comes of it.
There.
Libby Turner in the thick of things, although she's just come off now. Partridge laying it off. Back to that man, William Partridge. Just a few little hop, skips and a jump as he bursts through. Aaron Tibbetts. Turnover in possession. And Chester building from deep. Chester Cheetahs, one of the new sides in the elite competition. It's good to see all these new sides. Exeter Raptors, another one, and Revolution. Exeter Rapids involved in the elite competition. They played earlier on in the day the opening game on pitch number 1, actually, against Wigan Touch Warriors. London Galaxy, though. Here's that man, William Partridge, yet again.
Emily Clues gets to half, gives him Partridge again, dives him a long way out, but just a touch there by Brimlow. Setting up to sweep again.
Partridge. There's Partridge and Slater in the middle there. Chester Cheetahs. Oh, nice little layoff, and here they come down the right-hand side. Just waiting to come round there. Here they come through the centre once again. Looking to build up Run of steam, here they go. Oh, just at the last. Seen it a couple of times today.
Done it himself and fumbled it, unfortunately, Liam Lawton.
There's that pace of Partridge once again. Jackson Shan. Joseph Gage involved. Here's Jackson once again. Oh, really lovely build-up, and there we go. Another one on the scoreboard for London Galaxy, and that was superb build-up play.
Stephen Barry, bit of a skip step, misses one to Manny Wills, early ball away to the winger. Number 6 there, dots down in the corner.
And again.
That was a sister. Mahala passing to the winger there.
Wow.
Manny to Mahala Wills.
And just like that, London Galaxy add another one to the scoreboard. So just over 8 minutes to play. London Galaxy in complete control. Can the Cheetahs get another one on the board? They managed to add one late in the first half through Adam Brimlow. Adam Brimlow and Ben Ginter involved here. And getting through. We're just waiting for the referee signal.
I think they're giving it. They are.
There we go. Another one for Chester Cheetahs. Just every try, building up their confidence. And that was a nice move. And another one added to the scoreboard. Adam Brimlow involved once again. He's been involved in both of the tries for Chester Cheetahs. Looking to get things started quickly. London Galaxy, no messing about. Quick one to look at the pace of pass. Well, on that occasion, don't get through. Aaron Tibbetts involved then. Miles Partridge, Aaron Tibbetts, looking to break through, Partridge again.
Cheeky one there, seems to just take his time putting that one down. It was a nice score there, nice setup by the three players there. Skip step by Barry, Byron Tibbetts stays wide. And Partridge just dots down in the middle. 10-2 to Galaxy London.
Yeah, into double figures, London Galaxy. As we just see Partridge making his way off. Here come Chester Cheetahs once again. Ben Ginter has been involved in both games heavily for Chester Cheetahs when they've had possession, and opportunity there, just a bit of discussion.
Unfortunate there for Chester, just a forward pass on the last one. But it shows that they are getting up there, they are setting the platform, and they've just been unlucky on a couple of occasions. But
Jackson Chan involved again. Manny Wills also. Here's Jackson looking to break through, dives for the touch.
Yep, it's been given.
And gets it. Nice work from Jackson Chan and Manny Wills involved. And with just 5 minutes to go, it's London Galaxy who lead 11-2. It's a comprehensive scoreline, and they've been pretty clinical in both halves. Chester Cheetahs looking to build again. Can he burst through that Galaxy defence? Well,
They have.
absolutely.
He's given it.
It almost felt like absolutely out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And Chester Cheetahs have added a third to the scoreboard. Where did that come from?
Just got on the outside of Stephen Barry there. Good honesty by him. Shakes his hand to the referee to say, no, I missed that one.
Well, it is a game of honesty, isn't it? You've just got to trust the players, in a sense, the referee, if they don't notice it.
Yep, 100%.
Here's Partridge. Again involved, again looking lively. Firing Tibbets. Partridge to his right. Lays it off for him, back to Tibbets. Into the corner. Finds Partridge again. Byron Tibbets, the mixed 30s England captain. Looking to drive forwards, finds Partridge again. Not on this occasion. 3 minutes to go.
That was 6 touches, so it's Chester's opportunity now. Get to halfway. Get some fresh legs on and get a good transition. Oh, they're not going to the box, so they're driving all the way up the middle now.
Looking to come forward. Adam Brimlow, who's been involved in most of the positive things for Chester this afternoon. And turnover of possession. And with just over 2 minutes to go, we're not far away from hearing that hooter. Looking to drive through the centre again. Tibbets laying off to Wills.
Tibbets to Wills, to Partridge.
It's like clockwork with them three, isn't it? It
Yeah,
really
it is.
is.
Yeah.
It's a real delight to watch when they're in full flow. Wills looking to break through. Could this be try 12? Not on this one.
It's the last, so I can see some form of switch of some description coming here with Stephen Barry. There you go. Switch.
Partridge,
No look pass.
Wills.
Unfortunate.
That would have been quite some try, wouldn't it? In the closing stages. Going to build from the back. Chester Cheetahs. Here they come again. Just under a minute now to go till the full time. And London Galaxy heading for another win in the pool stages. And another chance to add a try on the board missed. And here come London Galaxy. Can they just nab one before full time? They've been so clinical. Here's Partridge. Joseph Gage. Now finds all the way to the far side. Back inside, here's Joseph Gage. Nice pickup. Gage and Slater involved. And we won't be a couple of seconds away from that hooter, and there it is. And there is the full-time whistle. A comprehensive win for London Galaxy, who looked absolutely superb. And London Galaxy get another win under their belts. And we now move on to our next game, which will be Wigan Touch Warriors taking on Hot Custard. And just a reminder that you'll need to switch over to our next stream. This will be for session 3. So make sure to switch over to the next stream and you can catch our next game, our next 3 games in fact, but our next one will be Wigan Touch Warriors against Hot Custard up next. So make sure to change over to the next stream. Thank you.